right, so I want to welcome everybody today. We have Red River College here and a team before us to help us understand a little bit more about Red River College and if I wanted to attend there, what that would be about. So with no further ado, I will have them make their introductions to introduce themselves.
Okay, well, hello everyone. My name is Monica Morin. I am the Acting Access Pathway Manager and have previously been the Indigenous Liaison Advisor at Red River College. I'm going to pass it on to the current Indigenous Liaison Advisor.
Hi there, I'm Marshall Richard. I'm the Acting Indigenous Liaison Advisor, formerly Navigation Coach with Indigenous Supports.
I am Tracy Brandt, Chair of Aboriginal Education and Access Program. I'm happy to be here today to answer any questions you may have.
All right, thanks guys for joining us. I really appreciate it. We have a series of questions here, and so I'll let you guys figure out who's going to answer what. So I'll start off with the first question. It's a little bit of a mouthful. A recent 2019 Manitoba First Nations report indicated about half of all participating high school First Nation students in Manitoba wanted to attend a post-secondary institution. But the reality is only about 10% of these students actually attend. What are you doing at Red River College to help bridge this gap?
Well, I can start with this first question. At Red River College, we have staff to help our Indigenous students, the people that are looking at coming to Red River College, and their networks. So those that are working with you, maybe your school counselor or an education counselor. We're there to help you apply to Red River College and support you as a student. We have lots of staff, as you see here, and we have even more at campus. The Indigenous Liaison Advisor is the first point of contact to help students discover what programs fit best with the career choice that they're looking into, also to discuss entrance requirements and how to apply. We have a financial officer there at the college to help and give advice on how to pay for school, looking at your band sponsorship or maybe Manitoba Student Aid. And then we have our navigation coaches. They help with admittance, such as submitting your transcripts, maybe other paperwork that has to be submitted, and also paying your seat deposit and how that happens when you get accepted. Part of the transition is not just at the beginning stage, but moving to Winnipeg. For some of our students, you have to look at, you know, how is housing going to look? If you have children, where's daycare going to be? Are you ready for school? You know, technology this past year, it's been a virtual world. So, you know, we've been calling out students before school starts to make sure everyone has a computer, laptop, hopefully a camera and a microphone, because we're learning virtually. So the technology, that's what the navigation coach, they're there at that beginning, helping our students make sure that they know about those options and how the transition to Winnipeg will be. One last thing, normally, as the Indigenous liaisons, we usually travel to communities and bridge that gap primarily by being there in the community and giving this information to students right there with them. But because of COVID, we have the travel restrictions, so a lot of it's virtual, and I think this method is fantastic. And kudos to MFNERC for doing this and putting it on.
I really like that you guys do think of the details, and it's the little things that can make a big difference and create a lot of anxiety. And so I think a lot of things that you mentioned that you're doing already will help to decrease that anxiety if I don't live in Winnipeg and I've come from a small community and I don't know what to expect. So I think that's really awesome. Okay, question number 2. What are some of the campus services available specifically for First Nation students at Red River College?
I have several different services at the college. One of the main services that they will be using a lot of is the library. And also we have campus living. There is we have a building on Main and William that houses our PGI, and we have the top floors are campus living. They're more than welcome to apply to it to stay there. We also have the campus store. We have it at both locations, downtown as well as NDC. We have childcare on site at NDC. Okay. We got commuting and parking. We got the culinary exchange. Again, I mentioned the PGI. We have facility rentals, food services, health, James. We also have the Indigenous Student Center. We have two of them. We have one at our downtown campus as well as NDC. At the NDC, we also have a kitchen. We also have a computer lab. We also have recreation facilities. So the students, part of their tuition, they can use our recreation facilities.
Wow, that's a lot. And I like how you pulled up the website, and I think after the video, we'll probably provide some website links for students to check out and explore on their own too. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm guessing at one point, including myself and all of you guys, were once a first-year student at some point in a post-secondary institution. So I'm going to put on that, let's see, what's a good word for that? Teleportation machine and go back in time if you can. And what was campus life like for a first-year student? And of course, we're projecting more currently at Red River College.
Sorry, I'll take this on. The first year is about transitioning to learning academically and navigating Red River College. We strongly encourage students to ask for assistance before it's too late. We have a support team waiting for you. We have academic liaison, resource coaches, navigators, financial officer. We even have employment coaches to help find employment. Some things to think about when thinking about post-secondary education: find a safe place to live. Connect with a navigator to seek advice before first aid and while in program. Keep good communication lines open with your band, education, post-secondary counselor throughout your entire program. Every year, we have an orientation called Red River Ready. This is where you can learn about the supports, services, and resources available for students, like our Students Service Center, our Indigenous Students Center, our campus store, counseling and accessibility services, tutoring services, library services, and safety and health services. We are here to support your academic journey.
Awesome. I think you guys had just recently an Indigenous virtual open house.
Yes, we did. It was our Indigenous Education Exploration Fair. That was last night. And it went over so well that I think we're going to have a couple more coming up, one in the fall and the spring again. And even if we do get back out traveling and coming to communities, I think the virtual will still be an option and maybe blend it all together, right?
Yeah, more options, the better. So that's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
So then moving on to the next question. If I live on a reserve or federal land, what kind of bursaries or funding would I have available to help supplement my tuition and living costs if attending Red River College?
Well, there's a number of options for our Indigenous students. The first one that we would suggest is to look into your band sponsorship. So contacting your education authority, finding out, can you get tuition and cost of living paid for while you're coming to Red River, and your books and your supplies as well. So I would always suggest to a First Nation student, especially if you have treaty, to look into the band sponsorship. And then the other option, if you don't get accepted or you don't get funding right away, we often suggest to students to go to the Manitoba Student Aid Branch and look at getting tuition and living costs through them. Of course, keep in mind that you would have to repay that money. However, there are some government grants that you don't have to pay back, so we want to encourage you to apply for those too. There are a number of awards and bursaries at Red River College and that are available to our Indigenous students. A larger one is called Inspire, and sometimes Inspire will pay for a tuition, maybe not for your living expenses. So you have to look at those different awards that are out there. Usually they're based on a financial need. And then another one that Marshall's going to share with us is the Business Award. And this one, it is coming up that you have to apply to this one if you're going to be a student this fall. I think you have to get your application in by the end of March. They might extend it because of COVID. But this is the Business Council of Manitoba Award. And I think at Red River, there's a number of students that don't, they don't get it because people aren't applying. So we encourage everyone to apply. It could give you $2,000 when you start school in the fall. So it's a great award. We also have, we work with Youth in Care bursaries, and there's a number of those that are available at Red River College as an option, and that pays for tuition and books. And then if you're someone that maybe was employed and are unemployed, then maybe you could tap into Employment Manitoba, and they also pay tuition and living expenses. So lots of options. But I do want to just message that we have a financial officer at Red River College that can help get you started in any of that area of just finding a way to pay for school. Don't let that stop you.
No, that's awesome. And I think the great advice too is starting off in your local community and talking to your band office and seeing what's available there, and then trying to bridge that gap with further funding and bursaries, like you said, right? So I think it'd be a good idea that we'll provide a link to some of those bursaries and applications after this video. So moving on to the next question. If I want to attend your learning institution, Red River College, what kind of marks would I need to meet your admission requirements? Now, I know Red River College has a wide variety of programs, and so that might be very diversified and tricky to answer, but I'm going to throw that question out there for somebody to answer.
Yes, Brett, there's a lot of programs at Red River. There's over 110 programs at Red River.
Wow.
So, however, most of our programs, and I'll talk about most of them, students are just required to have their Manitoba grade 12 with a completion of a 40S math and a 40S English. We accept applications all year round, and the earlier you apply with the appropriate documents, the earlier you can qualify. So for example, if you're a student that's in grade 12 right now, it's not late to apply. You can still apply to Red River College as long as you know you're going to be completing your grade 12 by the end of June. So you just have to submit some of the documents while you're applying to make sure that you meet those admissions. But essentially anyone could apply as long as they have their Manitoba grade 12.
Well, that's good to know, and probably less intimidating for some students that are thinking of Red River College right now.
Yeah, I hope so.
Are there accommodations specifically for Indigenous students living on campus?
There is. We currently have campus living over at the PGI building. And I'm going to pull up the website for you. Oh. Okay, so what it is we have about, right now we can take up to 70 students at campus living. And the issue right now is due to COVID, there's single room occupancy. We do not have room for two people to stay in one room. What the good thing there is, they do have a full usable kitchen, and they can, as long as they get their own food, they have a bed, they have a washroom, and they also have a kitchenette in their room. The kitchenette is it is very good. They have a microwave and they have a fridge. Unfortunately, they do not have a stove. That's why we have right now, we do have a usable kitchen that everyone can share. And that kitchen it's fully stocked. So currently we have the spring term, there's availability, and that we have the fall terms, which starts in August and goes through to November, December. There's single room. There's free internet access. There's security on site 24/7. And when they come in, they have to understand that they can't have guests. They can have guests over, but they have to go through security in order to be allowed into the building. So it's very secure, and they do monitor the floors, not the rooms themselves, but the floors. There is cameras. Also, the security will walk the hallways, you know, just to make sure that everything's okay there.
That's awesome. So what happened if I wanted to do smudging, or if would there be access to a possible elder as well?
We do have elders in residence. We have not at the residence. We do have them at our Indigenous support centers, both at NDC and EDC, Exchange District Campus. They will, if somebody wants one, they can request an elder. There is medicines on site, so they can smudge if they want in their on their own, or if they want to be with one of the staff can assist them with that. Everything's provided there, and it's yeah, just follow the protocols. We do have signage on what protocols they have to follow in terms of the smoke being cleared out, so we don't get smoke all over the hallways. We have to shut the doors. We have ventilation fans that are there that can pull the smoke out, so we're not smoking up the whole buildings.
Well, that's awesome to hear. I'm glad that there is accommodations to support the, you know, cultural practices that our Indigenous students are accustomed to. Moving on to the next question. After COVID-19, will your institution, Red River College, still provide online learning? And I know you hinted towards this, that might still happen from home or distance education. So if I live on a reserve or in a remote area, can I complete my degree or diploma online completely? Or will I need to move off reserve and try and find accommodations in Winnipeg, Brandon, Thompson, or elsewhere to further my education?
Each program will offer different blended models. Red River College has developed a flexible delivery model to ensure that the quality of our online teaching and learning continues to meet the Red River College high standards. Essential learning, so being in the kitchen, going to automotive in the trades area, going into a science lab, will have to be on campus. But we are thinking about enriched learning opportunities to make sure students have the opportunity to get together to support the learning. If the student can't attend, they will have the alternate learning opportunities, so no one will miss out on anything. Also, when you're thinking about post-secondary, you should think about purchasing a laptop, high-speed internet, having a webcam, because those are all the tools you will need to start your journey on a blended model of learning. So you'll have the opportunity to learn from home and to come on campus.
That's awesome. When I hear blended model, I know that's really flexible. Like I shared before we started this video, I used to work at Red River College just for a 6-month term, and I know this blended model really works, and it really provides students with a lot of flexibility in how to finish their program, whether it's a certificate or diploma or what have you. And then yes, being on campus, there are definitely enriching services that you just don't get when you're at home learning. And let's face it, some of the learning needs to be hands-on. So for that approach, it needs to be at the campus, but it also sounds like you guys are very accommodating for some distance ed courses as well. So options is what I'm hearing from your school, which is great. All right, so moving along to the next question. Are there tutoring services available at Red River College? And if so, are they included in my tuition if I was to attend there?
For tutoring, there is no cost to Indigenous students. In fact, we have for our Indigenous students 2 academic liaison and resource coaches that are here to support the learning needs to achieve those academic success at Red River. So they offer tutoring and coaching, both one-on-one and in groups. They also can help you get organized to learn important study skills. That's a big one. Setting goals and even managing your time and how does your schedule work and look. So that's what they're there for, to help you with that as well. So they're there to help you move forward and also to be confident while you're doing it, while you're taking your courses.
If you're thinking of attending Red River College, I really strongly advise that you access these services. They will help a lot, even if it's just planning. A schedule
That's
book
right.
goes a long way for time management.
Yes.
All right, moving on to the next question. If I live on a reserve, how can I best explore my career or course options at Red River College?
You know, either going to our website, Marshall will probably pull that up in a little bit and I'll show you where to navigate that. But also we've mailed out view books, which are paper books. Oh, I got one here. Look at that. How lucky is this? One of these here. So you might see these in your counselor's office or just in the office at your school. They've been sent out, a number of them, to the high schools. And please take a look through them. But I would strongly suggest, you know, being able to get to the internet and taking a look at our website under our catalog, so rrc.ca, the catalog, and that allows you to pick up all the different programs that we have available at Red River. Sometimes it's good to know the area that you're thinking about. Of course, if you're not sure at that point, I would strongly suggest meeting with a liaison advisor to kind of talk about your career exploration and what it is maybe that fits you best when you're thinking of Red River. But Marshall's just pulling up the catalog here. He's picking up a program for us to take a look at. He's in the health sciences. So let's go to, Indigenous education and go college transition. So college transition actually is one of our transitional programs at Red River. We have a number of them, but this is the primary one. It's a 10-month certificate program. It allows a student to really get used to, you know, whatever it might look like in the fall, whether or not we're going on campus eventually, or if we're online. It gives you that opportunity to get through some of the tough spots and gain more confidence. What you're learning is some math, some science, some writing skills that are going to help you to improve as you move along and then decide on one of our other programs at Red River College. So as an example here, Marshall's just showing all the different requirements. And then as he keeps scrolling, I told him to scroll slowly, but now he's a little slow. We go to the location, dates, and fees, and it tells you where it's located. This program is going to be at the Notre Dame campus. It starts this fall, and then the courses we have, as I mentioned earlier, some science that you're going to learn. Culture and community connections is probably one of the more popular courses. Career development, math, employability skills. So it's such an important program if you're just coming from a northern community. And especially if you're not sure of what you want to take, this is where you're going to discover that and figure it out. So that's really what exploring is all about, is taking our college transition program to start with.
Again, lots of resources for students to navigate and look at. I know with the Red River College, the website is very detailed, and you can get lost in the information if you're not sure what you're looking at. So providing some of those links at the end of this video would be great for students to check out further. Now, next three questions have a little stat that's involved. And so I'm going to start with this one off with 26% of First Nation students surveyed in Manitoba, according to MFNERC study in June of 2019, said they wanted a career in art, audiovisual technology, and communications after high school. So what learning do you have available in these areas at Red River College?
Yeah, this is great. And you know what, at college, we do have a number of options. We offer many creative arts programs. One is graphic design. It's a 2-year diploma program. It is where you learn in the first year how to take yourself from, or your artwork from pencil to paper. And then the second year, you move more along to computer skills. We also have digital media design. So Marshall's going to pull up some of these programs and show you how to look for them. That's to learn more of 3D artistry, digital sculpting, video and motion graphic photography. And the second year, you get to focus more on video and motion graphics and web design. We have a lot of students graduating from that. There's jobs right now in Winnipeg that you can do animation. So it's growing in popularity because of the art world. And people wanting to see that. Creative communications is another program we offer that if you're a strong writer and you have good English skills that you want to maybe get employed in journalism, media productions, maybe working with TV companies like APTN or radio, NCI, advertising and marketing communications, you have the opportunity to learn and develop those skills to get jobs there. And then we offer a shorter program. It's a 1-year certificate. It's professional photography. And but to bring it all together again, I'm back to saying that we have a transition program for this, because we don't expect everyone to just, head into creative communications or, digital media design if they don't really have the proper training to get into it. So we have what's called Pathway to Business, Creative Communications and Digital Technology program. We have 3 pathway programs at Red River College, and they all are preparatory and exploratory as well to help you kind of decide maybe what area of study you want to go into after. We have students sometimes that come into that program and say, well, I think I'm thinking of, business administration. And then they end up saying, well, maybe I want to go into the arts and do digital media design. So that's where you can step into that program as a really good beginning, rather than going straight to graphic design or one of our other creative arts programs. It well prepares you for it.
So again, options are good. And I really like how you have too at Red River College that opportunity for students to prepare to actually go into a designated field or area of practice. Another thing I really appreciate about Red River College, and I think you hinted towards, is you guys really know well what the job market is all about. And so employability, school and learning, I think is great in itself, but let's face it, we want to get a job afterwards. And so Red River College, I think, does a really good job with regards to highlighting employability in different areas before you even attend. 28% of First Nation students surveyed in Manitoba, again with the same survey in June of 2019, said they wanted a career in medical science and technology. What learning do you have available in these areas?
We have so many. Marshall, why don't you pull up the screen for the health science website? Red River College has over 25 health science related programs, ranging from dental assisting to ultrasound to x-ray technician to healthcare aide to nursing to paramedic to pharmaceutical manufacturing. There are so many to choose from.
Wow, yes.
But if you are thinking of a career in the health field, but you're not sure what program, you may want to think about our Pathway to Health program. It may be a good fit for you. The program is a 9-month program. It's preparatory, exploratory, and it helps you explore the different health programs we have at the college. If you, once you complete the program, you're offered a seat in one of the 5 related programs we have: paramedic, nursing, dental assisting, veterinarian tech, and science laboratory. So a great opportunity to explore health, the health careers out there.
Okay, so last but not least, and this is a pretty big percentage statistic, 47% of our First Nation students surveyed in the same survey said they wanted a trades job after graduating high school. What options in this area do you have available at Red River College?
Well, at Red River College, I would say, being that that's one of our more popular areas of our school, not to say that health sciences blows everybody away too, but we do have a large number of skilled trades, including carpentry, electrical, plumbing, CNC machinist, welding, and we also have transportation trades and technology too. So not just those trades, but you can also work on heavy duty equipment mechanic, you can become an automotive technician, those sort of trades are available too. But going back to what we've been kind of promoting throughout is we have this really fantastic program called Introduction to Trades. And it's been designed and it's been created specifically for Indigenous people, which is really great. A lot of other people would love to go into a program like this, but we're so fortunate we're the ones who have it. And we get a lot of students. It's probably one of our more popular programs. It is a 5-month certificate that introduces you to a wide range of the trades. Some of the ones that I already spoke of, like automotive, carpentry. Here we go, Marshall pulled it all up: collision repair, refinishing, electrical, heavy duty equipment mechanic, manufacturing, outdoor power. We call that one now marine. So working on outdoor machinery, plumbing, precision metal machining, refrigeration and air conditioning, and also welding. So a lot of our students, if they go into this program, again, they get a lot of good skills already being embedded that are related to math, science, communications. But the real advantage is once our students successfully complete this, they then have spots held for them at the college to go into the program that they decide to go in. Sometimes there's a waiting list for, say, electrical or welding, and our students will have spots waiting for them to go in, and the intake is twice a year. So we have lots of opportunities for people to apply to this program.
And is it first come, first serve for admissions process, provided all the requirements are met?
That's correct. That's right. So like we're still taking applicants. I noticed the date is still for September 7th.
Yes.
So depending how quickly everyone gets to see this, you know, that's something you want to check the website after you see this presentation to see if we're still accepting seats for the fall. If not, as I mentioned, we have the other intake, which would be in February.
So don't worry, students, there's still time if you're interested in the trades. It's not too late to get in at Red River College. I want to take this time and thank everybody for taking the time and participating in this video. I really appreciate it. And I know it's not easy to coordinate everybody's schedule together. And so I'm glad it worked out and we had no freezing and glitches, which is awesome. For everybody that's watching, please stay tuned for the credits and the links below to check out. And also stay tuned for more videos to come.